Yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai la lai lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai la lai lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai lai lai, oh.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Congregation Beth Israel. For some of you, this may be your 100th time here, and for some of you, it may be your first time. Who's for your first time here in Beth Israel? Oh, nice. Welcome. So a few things to let you know before we start this beautiful service where we are going to celebrate Shabbat and Jake Samuel's becoming bar mitzvah with his family. You might have the prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, the dark blue prayer book that are on the carts in the foyer. If you don't have one, you can go and get one. We also have many of the prayers on the screens above, and you can follow there. We also have a great many people online with us. So if you could all here turn around in the sanctuary, and up on the middle door there, you see a white camera. Wave, say hi, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome them. So we welcome you from home, from across the country, and sometimes across the world, wherever you are, that you can celebrate with us here. We begin today's celebration with Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim on page 70, how good it is for us to be together and to sing and to pray. And whenever you get the tune, just join along. Also, La La is good.
Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Ma Tov, Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day.
Try with us.
How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Ma Tov U'Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Today is an opportunity for Jake to take on some new responsibilities, some beautiful new rituals. And one of them is the wearing of a talit, or a prayer shawl. I am wearing one, Rabbi Gimbel as well, and some people in the congregation. And these remind us of the commandments, of the 613 commandments that we should try and do as much as we can. It doesn't really matter the color. You notice that they're different. It doesn't matter the size. What matters are the fringes on the four corners that are wrapped and knotted in such a way that they add up to 613. These talitot are given to us sometimes by grandparents, sometimes by parents. They go from generation to generation, and they remind us of community. They remind us of the Creator and divinity, and they remind us of the love that we are shown by our family. So we want to invite Karen and Craig up to bring Jake to give him his talit.
Anu v'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahitatev batzitzi.
Jake, when you were 10 years old, you made me something for Mother's Day. You photocopied a picture of me surrounded by your two big sisters from a camping trip. And you included a quote on this beautiful printout, which read, "A single mother has a backbone made of steel and a heart made of gold." I share this now because this act of kindness and wisdom at 10 years old exemplifies who you are as a person. Not only are you wise beyond your years, but you have an emotional intelligence that will take you far in life. You truly care about other people and their well-being, and you are always there offering to lend a helpful hand to friends, family, teachers, and anyone who needs it. This was particularly obvious during the pandemic, when your peers and teachers leaned on you because of your computer savviness and eagerness to help. And helpful you were. You helped everyone, including your teachers, with Zoom, and you helped peers and online projects with your peers, and ultimately you were asked to put together your 5th grade online school play, which you did an amazing job. Later, we will hear you speak about your Torah portion, about service of the heart and performing mitzvahs, otherwise known as good deeds. This is a perfect Torah portion for you. You are what we call a mensch, a Yiddish word defined as a person of integrity, morality, dignity, and with a sense of what is right and responsible. But being a mensch is more than just a Yiddish adage. It is really relevant now across the world, more than ever. To be a mensch is to be supportive, to be a friend, to be a calm in troubled times. Jake, today is so meaningful to me and to the rest of your family, to watch you carry on the tradition of being bar mitzvahed, like your family before you and your ancestors before them. And to see you understand and appreciate the meaning of this has truly touched me and everyone around you. I am unbelievably proud of the boy that you have been and the man that you are becoming. You are a true blessing in my life. I love all of the time we spend together, particularly our trips and adventures around the world, memories we can share for a lifetime. And on this day, I wish you happiness and success that I know will come your way. I love you and look forward to rejoicing in all of your future accomplishments, as I know there will be many of them.
Dear Jake, congrats on your big day. I've watched you work, focused, committed, and unafraid, reading your Hebrew portion, chanting and singing prayers, and writing your bar mitzvah speech. I'm so proud of all you have accomplished, your creativity and entrepreneurial spirit, your character, and importantly, your kindness and warmth. I'm incredibly proud of you and feel blessed to call you my favorite son. I am excited to spend this day together celebrating you as you become a bar mitzvah. I hope that you recognize all of your hard work and accomplishments thus far, with many great things to come in your future. Bar mitzvah is a significant milestone for a Jewish boy. According to Jewish tradition, you will graduate from childhood to adulthood. As an adult, you are obligated to observe the commandments, and today's ceremony marks the assumption of that obligation. Although I don't have a diploma to hand you today, I do have loads of insight, as most Jews often do, and I'm definitely not an exception here. Also, I think it's important for me to discuss what exactly it means to be Jewish. Today, more than I can ever recall, it's crucial for you to understand your Jewish identity and be proud of your Jewish heritage. Although I'm not here to discuss the rise of Jewish hate and anti-Semitism, I think as a Jewish adult, it's important to know your roots, and although society, social media, or whomever may tug on those roots, never allow them to be pulled out of you. So what exactly does it mean to be Jewish? Although I have a general answer to this question, I wanted a special answer for you. An answer or a thought that I hadn't previously considered. For Emily, I had Googled the question, and the first response was, ask two Jews a question and you will get 3 opinions. That's still somewhat true, but I've aged a bit and thought I could find a better answer for you. I thought about asking ChatGPT, but was afraid to read the reply from an AI-driven chatbot. To be Jewish means that you are part of the Jewish people, a part of the chosen. You are part of a culture, a religion, and a peoplehood. You are part of a population who value Torah and a high preference for religious affiliation, literacy, education, and intellectual prominence, and importantly, family. You may not have consciously thought about these aspects of Judaism before listening to the speech, yet you have practiced all of them leading up to becoming a bar mitzvah. You've grown up in a culturally Jewish home. You've always lit Hanukkah candles and made homemade potato latkes and applesauce as part of the tradition. You've always had a Passover Seder and looked for the Afikomen. You've always attended services on high holy days and Hebrew school weekly. If you hear a Hebrew word or see something that you know to be Jewish, you can smile and relate. You embrace education and study daily for hours. As your great-grandma Ethel preached to me, your mind will absorb that which the seat can endure. You have only known the beliefs of the Jewish religion, and you have embraced all aspects of Judaism. I know you are proud of your Jewish heritage, and you will continue to carry on Jewish traditions throughout your lifetime. A few parting thoughts. Always be a mensch. It's the most important thing. Mensch is a Yiddish term roughly meaning a good person, in simple terms. It's someone who acts with honor and respect for themselves and others. Everybody lives, but not everybody loves. Choose love. Love can manifest itself in a relationship, a job, just about anything. Follow your gut. It's rarely wrong. Don't fear change. Be decisive. Indecision is a choice, but the worst possible one. Be you. You have to accept yourself 24/7. Embrace tradition. I provide you with a special talit today for you to take and treasure on your life's journey. Find a passion. It can be food and travel. It can be walking on the beach, playing with your dog, building a business. Find it and don't let it go. Live your truth, not somebody else's. And finally, Cherish family over everything. Family is where life begins and love never ends. Mazel tov, Jake. I love you.
We entered this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit, surrounded by numerous generations. Our ancestors built this synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and endless wanderings, it has endured. A beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding them up a vision of their truest selves. Now, we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Wariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let those drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. Please join us in Hareini on page 95 or on the screens above.
Join with us. Prepare myself for thee, for strength, for grace, for the glory of every new day. All that breathes praises thee. Created me.
Please turn to page 227. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say, you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. Please rise if you are able to for our tefillah on page 226.
Adonai sefatai tiftach uvi tehillatzecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה תולדתו, רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו דשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה האתון. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוך הארץ, כבודו אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו בדור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Page 233. How shall we sanctify God's name? By being holy ourselves. How do we accomplish this? Let our prayers bring us to sacred deed, to actions that promote justice, harmony, and peace. On page 235, we pray responsibly. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise.
For the peace in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please read responsively on page 237. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near to life, to peace, and to joy.
May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah.
Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life, in peace, and in joy.
Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadcha b'yira na'avod. Page 238. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives, which are in your hand, for our souls, which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of the day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end. O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails. We forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'hana'el lahadot. Please join us in Shalom Rav on page 240.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov
page 243. Help me, O God, to find still moments, quiet spaces within, to refresh my soul. Seize my questions, my inner debates, and let me meditate on your goodness. Help me, O God, to nurture my courage, recalling moments of strength, remembering days of fortitude, the certainty of your regard. Help me, O God, to turn to the light, warmed face and fingers outstretched, alive, alive, in your sight. Please take a few moments for silent prayer.
In just a moment, we will turn to Seder Kriyat Torah, the order for our reading of Torah. And what we will witness and participate in is a ritual that has been going on since the time of Moses. You see, Jewish tradition teaches that when Moses ascended Mount Sinai, he not only received the Ten Commandments, but indeed he received the entirety of Torah, all of Jewish knowledge, including how commentators would interpret the first letters of Torah to the traditions of how a Jewish deli is really the only place that gets matzo ball soup right. All of that was Torah passed through the generations. And so in a moment, we will call up Jake and his family as they pass the Torah down through their generations and into Jake's arms. He will then take the Torah into the community. Just as the Torah descended Sinai and came through and spread through the community, so too will Jake bring the Torah through the congregation. The way that we can show honor to the Torah is by using our prayer book and touching the Torah and kissing our prayer book. If you have a talit, you can use that as well. Our order for reading Torah begins on page 246. We call up Jake, Craig, Karen, Betty, and Stephen. Won't you please rise? Yerushalayim
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Gadol Adonai Iti Uneromema Shemo Yachtav Lecha Adonai Agedula Ve'agevura Ve'atiferet Ve'anetzach Ve'ahod Ki ho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Ki ho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz Lecha Adonai ha'mamlach V'amid ha'aseh lecho l'rosh Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'yishtachavu Ve'ar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'yishtachavu Ve'ar kodsho Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'yishtachavu Ve'ar kodsho Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'yishtachavu Ve'ar kodsho.
This morning, Jews all over the world, wherever they were and whenever morning was for them, began a new book of Torah, the book of Leviticus. And beginning a new book is very exciting, and every time we read Torah in our communities, we think of it differently. I mean, for thousands of years we've been reading the same chapters over and over in the same books, and every time it's important for us to find something different in that chapter, in that Torah portion, or parashah as we call it, and to find something meaningful for ourselves. And Jake will teach you a little bit later, and he has found something very meaningful for himself in this Torah portion. So now in the afternoon, in Jewish world over, we are reading the next chapter because we're always anticipating. So now we're reading next week's morning's chapter called Tzav. And Tzav is the root of it for the word mitzvah, commandment. And the book of Leviticus is full of commandments, they are not requests, they are things that we are supposed to do, as well as the holiness code, and some very beautiful, beautiful statements. So we are going to begin today with the book of Leviticus, and we are calling to the Torah family for aliyot. An aliyah is an ascension. You might have heard the word, people make aliyah, they go up to Israel, they go up to Jerusalem, they come up to the Torah as well.
For our first aliyah, we call to the Torah Craig Samuels, Jessica Samuels, Emily Samuels, and honoring Barry and Carol Samuels. Yamdu Yaakov ben Beryl David v'Chaya, Miriam bat Yaakov v'Karen, Aliyah bat Yaakov v'Karen, Lichvod Beryl David ben Alexander v'Ida Ita, Chaya bat Shlomo v'Esther, Harishon.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vezot Torat Zevach Hashlamim Asher Yakriv Ladonai Im Al Todah Yakrivenu Vehi Kriv Al Zevach HaTodah Halot Matzot Belot Bashemen Orkike Matzot Meshohim Bashamen Vesolet Morbehet Halot Belot Bashamen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natav b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
For our second aliyah, we call to the Torah Betty and Stephen Serepka, thank you. Karen Samuels, Jessica Samuels, Emily Samuels. Ya'amdu, Basha bat Yechiel uMiriam, Sonyen Zelig ben Benjamin v'Sara Gittel, Karen bat Sonyen Zelig uBasha, Miriam bat Karen v'Yaakov, Aliyah bat Karen v'Yaakov, Hasheni.
1, 2, 3. Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Al halot lehem hametz yakriv korbano al seva todat shlamav vehi kriv mimenu ehad mikol korban truma ladonai la kohen hazorek et dam hashlamim lo yihiyeh.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natav b'zotenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. For our third aliyah, we call to the Torah officially as a bar mitzvah, Jake Stanley Samuels. Ya'amod, 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 Binyamin ben Yaakov veKeren, Bachur habar mitzvah. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim ve'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Uvesar sevach todat shlamav beyom korbano yahel lo yaniach mimenu ad boker ve'im neder o netava sevach korbano beyom hakrivo et zivho yahel umi mahorat v'hanotar mimenu yahel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hiyei olam notav b'toheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. And at this profound moment, we offer our blessing of thanksgiving, Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו בזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו בזמן הזה.
For the dressing of Torah, we call on Uncle David Serepka, Uncle Mark Samuels, and to open our ark as we put the Torah back in the ark, we call on Jessica Samuels and Emily Samuels. Won't you please rise? וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יללי לי 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 יללי לי 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 יללי לי לי יללי לי לי עץ חיימי למחזיקים בה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם. Shabbat Shalom.
Today, as I become a bar mitzvah, I would like to reflect on my Torah portion. Parashat Tzav. Parashat Tzav is found in the book of Leviticus and describes the laws and procedures for the offerings and sacrifices made in the tabernacle and later in the temple. This portion includes instructions for the daily burnt offering, the daily meal offering, and the offerings made on Shabbat and on festivals. It also includes instructions for the consecration of the priests and the laws of sin offering and guilt offering. Parashat Tzav focuses on the ongoing service of the priests in the tabernacle, the importance of maintaining the holiness of the sanctuary, and the role of priests in conducting these sacrifices. The sacrifices were a way for the Israelites to connect with God and to atone for their sins. But, as we learn from the portion, these sacrifices were not just about the physical act of offering an animal or grain, but about the intention and heart behind the offering. It's about the importance of following God's commandments, performing rituals, and the concept of forgiveness and making amends through ritual and sacrifice. Tzav teaches us about the importance of sacrifice and service. As a bar mitzvah, I am now responsible for performing the mitzvot, or commandments, of the Torah. This includes the mitzvah of giving sacrifices in the temple, a way for our ancestors to show their devotion and gratitude to God. Today, we may not be able to offer sacrifices the way our ancestors did. The temple in Jerusalem was destroyed over 2,000 years ago. But we can still show our acts of devotion and gratitude through avodah shebolev. Avodah shebolev means service of the heart. We can serve by prayer or by performing a mitzvah, known in English as a good deed. I go to temple and pray. It's something I do because my family has done it for generations. But I don't fully find it spiritually connecting. But there are other ways to serve. I feel a stronger connection to Judaism when performing a mitzvah. So, for my mitzvah project, I'm working with the I Love a Clean San Diego organization by participating in cleaning up San Diego, as well as working at the San Diego Food Bank next week. I want to make the world a better place. I will strive to approach all of my actions with the right mindset and intent, just as our ancestors did when they offered sacrifices in the temple. I'm reminded that just like my sacrifices, my actions and choices must come up from a place of intention and a desire to connect with God and do good in the world. I also think about the role of priests in the temple and how they were responsible for performing the sacrifices. This reminds me that as a Jewish community member, I have a responsibility to take care of my spiritual growth, be there for others, and help guide them in their journey. I would like to thank my parents, grandparents, sisters, family, friends, Rabbi Gimbel, Rabbi Cantor Bernstein, Rabbi Navarez, Cheryl Katz, and the rest of the community for their love, guidance, and support as I embark on this journey. Thank you for all of the love and support you have shown me during this special time in my life. Your support while I was learning my Torah portion and your presence at my bar mitzvah is a true honor. I'm truly blessed to have such wonderful people in my life. Thank you for being a part of my journey and helping make my bar mitzvah a memorable and meaningful experience. This Shabbat, may we find peace and rest in the company of family and friends. And may the light of the Sabbath candle guide us toward a new week filled with hope and blessings. Shabbat Shalom.
Mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu. Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu. Yehelanu, ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, ulekol Yisrael. Yehelanu, ulekol Yisrael. Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu.
Jake, take a deep breath. Right before the service, I asked you how you were feeling, and you said nervous and excited. How are you feeling now?
Happy it's done.
Fantastic. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I believe you are Jake Samuels. You are a mensch. We didn't plan this, by the way. I knew that about you from the first time that I really got to know who you were. We were finishing a service in Hebrew school. It was before the pandemic, and we were in the chapel, and you came in as a third or fourth grader at some point, and every single weekday that we had services together, you would always come up to me as all the classes were leaving, we're singing the classes out, and they're all filing out. They couldn't get out of there fast enough. But you had to do something. You came up to me every single week and said, "Thank you, Rabbi Gimple, that was fun." You have this air about you, which is a pure embodiment of a line from Psalms which says, "Eve duet Adonai b'simcha," serve Adonai with joy. There are lots of reasons why you could be a Mr. Grumpy Pants on the Bema today. And you made the choice not. You make the choice every day. I'm sure there are moments where that may not be the case, because you are human, thank goodness. But you make the choice to serve God, to serve humanity with joy. And that is an incredible blessing. You make that choice every day. Becoming a bar mitzvah is a choice. In fact, it's the words that I chanted as you were coming up from your aliyah, which I lovingly stole from Rabbi Cantor Bernstein. And that tradition is to say, Bachor ha-bar mitzvah, the one who has chosen to become bar mitzvah. All you have to do is really turn 13 in a day and you're considered an adult in the community. You chose to become bar mitzvah, which is something more. And your Torah portion reminds us, and what you taught us from your Torah portion reminds us that that idea of doing mitzvot, of doing these sacred obligations, is a calling. You have identified your calling, and that is to do mitzvot in the world. And that reminds us of actually the first word of the beginning of the Torah portion that we read last week, the beginning of the book of Leviticus that Rabbi Bernstein mentioned. If we look at the text, the last letter is an aleph. Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you remember what sound does an aleph make?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It is a silent letter. And yet, not only is it a silent letter at the end of this first word, it's smaller than the others. And the rabbis had to ask, why in the Torah do we have a silent letter that doesn't have any vowels, so it doesn't modify anything? And it's small. And what our rabbis teach us is that it's small and silent to remind us to listen to God's call to us. You are in that process. You have this ability to not only hear the call, but to remind us of our calling. You look around this sanctuary, and I'm sure every person in this sanctuary today has a moment where you called on them in a way that was maybe unexpected and reminded them of our higher purpose in life. I know you did that with me every time you walked out of the chapel together. My hope and my prayer for you is that you keep being that aleph. You and I both know your voice is not the loudest, and that's okay. It's not the one that's going to steal the spotlight. But oftentimes, it's the people who have an air of joy and not necessarily an air of volume. Those are the voices that we listen to the most. And I hope that you continue to use your voice to bring more goodness and more blessing into this world. So I'd like to invite Rabbi Bernstein up to join me as we bestow upon you our tradition's most ancient blessing, priestly blessing. This way, this way.
This way. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God's face shine upon you with radiance and with grace.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face literally be lifted up to you and grant you our most important blessing, that of peace. And together we all say, Amen.
Amen. Would you like to get some presents now?
Sure.
Great. I'd like to call upon Mike Chasen, a member of our board of directors, to present you with some gifts from the congregation.
Shabbat Shalom. Nice to see you all here. To your family, you did an amazing job ordering the kippahs. There's like 2 left out there, which is like unheard of. There's either like 50 or we run out, but you nailed it, so good job. Jake, I realize you don't know me. My job here is that I have the privilege of serving as a member of the board of directors of Congregation Beth Israel. So there's 2 important things that you should know about me being here today. The first is I have some gifts for you. The second, and perhaps even more exciting for you, is that when I get up to talk, it means the service is almost over. Good job. Isn't he doing a great job today? Wasn't it beautiful? Strong work. Okay, I had the chance before I give you these gifts to learn a couple things about you when I spoke with your mother. I understand you're a big tennis player and basketball. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Do you follow basketball?
Yeah,
How about college basketball?
a little.
How's your bracket? Is it busted?
Gone.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I feel your pain. We have heard a significant part of my speech already, which speaks to his menchosity. So I'm not going to speak about your menchiness anymore, but that's a wonderful attribute. So keep up the good work. I understand you also have a head for business. At age 7, without telling your mother, he started a graphic design and website design business. Had you guys heard about this? So if you're in the need of computer or website design, here's your guy here, right here. All right, so some gifts here. First, let me explain something about these gifts. It's not like your birthday, okay? I'm sorry, it's not like Hanukkah. They are wrapped up, but I'm going to tell you what's in them. Also, it's not anything like an Xbox or PlayStation or a new MacBook. They're more of like a religious or ceremonial nature, so just understand that. Okay. The first, I think your father mentioned he didn't have a diploma for you, but I do. So we have a certificate here that was signed by your parents and the clergy, and that notes the privileges and responsibilities of becoming a bar mitzvah. So congratulations for that. We have a very generous gift certificate from Nifty, which will significantly subsidize your participation or an organized trip to Israel when you are older. That's pretty cool. Another certificate I have for you here, it signifies that a tree has been planted in your honor in Israel. Pretty nice. Here's a tip for you, Jake. When you go to Israel, at least one of your family or friends is going to say, it would be totally cool to get a picture of you with the tree. My advice is, don't try. There's like millions of trees there. There's like a forest. Here's what I would suggest in your case, with your skills, find a tree that looks nice and use your Photoshop talents. It's okay, right? That's not a sin. Rabbis are on board with it. It's okay for you to do that. Okay, the last couple of things I have for you here is we have a Kiddush cup and some candlestick holders. These are presented to you by the women of Beth Israel. We hope you can use these special and sacred items in your home to welcome Shabbat and other special holidays and milestones. Lastly, we have for you a book on the doorposts of your house presented to you by the Men's Club. We hope this book serves you as a useful resource as you begin the next chapter of your Jewish living. Jake, it's been wonderful being here for your bar mitzvah. You did a terrific job. It sounds like you're a fantastic young man. Congratulations. I, the board of directors, and our whole Beth Israel community looks forward to your continued participation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We begin to conclude this beautiful service by turning to Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 282. I invite you to please rise as you're able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We remain standing as we turn to page 294, and we prepare for Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. We think of those who have departed this earth at this season in years past. Jake, we are especially mindful of all of those members of your family who are not with us physically, but are surely with us at this sacred moment. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing as we join together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah,
Ve'alma tivrach irtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei l'chol Beit Israel, ba'gala u'bisman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'elam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. So I would like to invite your parents and your sisters to come up with us. We are going to do a very short service called Havdalah. Havdalah means separation, and we are separating the Sabbath day from the rest of the week. Before the time change, we were really at sundown, and that's when this happens, at sundown, and when 3 stars come out in the sky, but we're close, so we will do this anyway. As we began the Sabbath with candles and wine and bread, we ended with this braided candle. And this is several wicks together, reminds us of the connection between us, between God, between all of the people of Israel. We have wine, which we celebrate with joy in every festival. But on this day, we have spices, and the spices give us a lift. They smell beautiful, and they give us hope for the coming of the Messiah. It's said that the prophet Elijah will announce the coming of the Messiah. This week, the Messiah did not come, so every Saturday evening, we say these blessings in the hope that that will happen, and we rejoice together. So the melody is beautiful with the blessings. We will begin with a song that announces the coming of Havdalah, and then please join us. La 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 is a huge part of that, so there's no excuse for everybody not to participate. And you know what? You can put your books down. You're going to have the blessings up there. And if you're with people that you're comfortable with, you can put your arms around each other and join together.
Yai lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, lai, lai. Amavdil ben kodesh kodesh lechol Chatoteinu imkol Zareu v'chasdenu יד בכחול, והכוכבים בלילה. שבוע טוב, שבוע טוב, שבוע טוב, שבוע טוב. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimera Beyamenu, Yavo Eleinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu.
We say Shavua Tov and Mazel Tov.
Thank you. Fantastic. Talk about yourselves. Take all this.